The time has come, people. We are back. What's up, Robyn? It is tea time with Robyn. We are on the Building Buffalo Network. Robyn got her coffee. You know what time it is. It is game day, baby. It is time to squish the fish. And if you didn't know where that came, that was like 80s and 90s, squish the fish. Now we just roll them over or whatever, but we make tuna fish out of them. But what's up? What's up, Robyn? How you doing?
Sushi time.
Sushi.
I am, for one, am a very glad fan that this game is at night in Miami so that our team doesn't have to suffer heat exhaustion.
Oh God, right?
Trying to get through a game. And I will never be convinced that that wasn't a major factor in why they lost that game, that Heat game.
Yeah.
They were all, by the end of that game, Josh Allen was suffering from heat exhaustion quite clearly. And somebody's going to have to die there, I think, before they realize they need to do something about that, because that's not really I don't think that's fair play.
Yeah. I mean, I'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
People can say going up into, I mean, I think they kind of changed it too with Miami coming to Buffalo. I think they moved it up. When do we play them again? October or something like that? October, November? I don't think it's no longer in December.
It's not.
So, I mean,
so
I guess
the problem.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could say, well, we're meeting them in September at night. I mean, it's still apparently going to be hot and humid there, so
they have to deal with it. But the sun is not beating down on them,
right?
And in fairness, in terms of, because I just have to say this, you can make the same claim about the weather difference in Buffalo, but it's not life-threatening.
Yeah,
to play in the snow.
Right.
But it can be life-threatening when you see the players playing under the conditions they were playing in. So that's just my spiel.
Yeah. And don't get us wrong, guys. We got them beating Miami. I don't care the weather. I mean, as a fan, I mean, I do care about our guys. Don't get me wrong. And we're going to spill some tea about that as well. Yes. Shame on you, Bills Mafia. Shame on you. We'll talk about it.
We have things to say.
But before we get into Miami, which is tonight at 8:15. Oh, I get so nervous with these games. But let's go backwards just a tad and talk about our last game. But before we talk about the last game, something happened before we started. Spencer Brown. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie.
I was surprised. I was surprised. I had to think about it. Why would he not even test free agency? There must be an incredible relationship that he has with Cromer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cromer is. I guess he's the piece.
He's like the guru,
right? He's the piece.
And
I was shocked too.
I was surprised. I laughed because I also heard that they had asked Rousseau if he wanted to get extended, and he just said, no, thanks. So he's going to go for the bag.
I'm going to say, what do you think that is? Like, is that I'm going to show you this year?
Maybe.
And you're going to have to pay me, or I'm going to go somewhere else, which I don't see them saying, especially when all the money is next year, right? They're going to have to pay you. Yeah, they're going to have to pay you. But
I'm good with it.
4-year extension for Spencer Brown.
Spencer Brown, yes.
Not get into the numbers because it's not my money. I get people that do get into the numbers. That's
a lot of money. How about that?
It's a lot of money. Money I don't have in my home right now. But I'm excited for him because I really thought he was going to be traded or either just something. I didn't think that he would stay a Buffalo Bill. But I'm glad, you draft, you sign, you resign. That's the goal, right? So
that is the goal. And they get them when they do this for contracts that are friendly for both sides.
And I want to say it was friendly because I think the 2 void years or something like that, or maybe 1. So friendly deal for him. And on the back end of it, he gets the money again. Not get into all of the amounts of it. We got guys that do that, and you guys can go check them out over there on the Building Buffalo Network. Yes, absolutely. Lots of money. But let's get into this Cardinals game that the Buffalo Bills won, 34-28. Can I say this? Tough game. And we kind of knew that it was going to be a tough game because we didn't see anything with the Arizona Cardinals. Woo! And we didn't know, and they didn't know on our side either. So some people are saying it's like a preseason type of a game because you don't know how they're rolling out.
Yeah.
If we would have lost that game, it would have been something different. But let's talk about it.
Well, I do believe that the most significant thing that came out of that game was losing Taron Johnson.
Yes.
Spencer just needs to stay healthy. Hi, John. I agree.
John.
I totally agree. Got to watch that back of his. Getting back to the Cardinals, losing Taron was big.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the deal is with him, but fortunately, how fortunate were we that Cam Lewis came in like a Swiss Army knife?
Mm-hmm.
That dude is extremely useful to the Buffalo Bills. And I might add, my alma mater, UB, also had Jamarcus Ingram out there saving the game at the end.
Right.
So go UB.
For sure.
You know, I think their football team stinks this year, but we'll go on to something else. So the first half sucked.
Yeah, they did whatever they want.
They did whatever they wanted. The defense was reactive. They weren't proactive. They weren't going after anybody. They were reacting. The middle of, just like I worried about, the middle of the defense was a hole, and it was scary. It was absolutely scary because I thought in the first half, oh my God, until, and oddly enough, I have a friend who is a fan reporter for the Miami Dolphins, and we chat back and forth occasionally. And she was halfway through the game Miami played with the Jaguars and said the same thing about Miami. Their defense looked horrible in the first half, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, these guys haven't played in the preseason.
Exactly.
So this was rust for the most part. It was rust. They're out there like, oh, yeah, okay, the season started. And Bobby in the box, you know, I got to get my Bobby in the box thing.
Bobby in the box.
Bobby in the box. You could tell in the first half, they flashed on him a couple of times, and he was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he knew the right adjustments to make at halftime. Clearly, he knew what to do at halftime and did it. And they came out and played like the Bills that we hoped we would see playing. However, this game, and I want to ask you about it, it still did not inspire a lot of confidence from me in the middle of our defense. I thought Taylor Rapp was average. He whiffed on a couple things. Even Terrell Bernard was not as sharp as we have seen him in the past.
Right.
So I'm attributing that, excuse me, again, to the lack of experience. And fortunately, Bobby in the box could see what needed to be done and made the adjustments. But wow, that first half was like, I felt, excuse the term, but I felt bitch slapped.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about Miami. We just want to get this out because we haven't seen nor spoken to you guys since the last time we played. And I know we have a game tonight, and we're going to speak on Miami. For a first half, I felt like the old Buffalo Bills. I was like, okay, what's going on here? And I get it. It takes a moment. And normally that team takes a minute to warm up. It's like an old freaking car. It has to get warmed up. And I understood it. Not so many people in the house where I was at didn't understand it. I'm saying to myself, okay, what's going on? I'm telling them, hey, calm down. It's going to be fine. It's just the first quarter, guys. Oh, it's the second quarter. Guys, half times, they all adjust. Sean McDermott adjusts. Bobby Babbage, we will adjust. I love the fact that they double dipped, and I know people hate that about Sean McDermott. They hate sometimes the strategy that he takes. And if you know Sean, everything is done for a purpose. Everything. He just doesn't do things, mindlessly. He has a purpose behind everything he does. Thank you, John. John always does this when it comes to Mike. Like and share, please. Tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell whoever, tell somebody.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
I love having John.
Yes, and John, we're going to get to some of your comments here too. But so I just knew that this wasn't going to be the Buffalo Bills in the second half, because adjustments need to happen, because you just couldn't allow James to continue Connor, right? To continue to run on you. You just couldn't. I was like, getting gashed. We're getting gashed. Like, okay. Just going to be some adjustments there. I know. So
yes, and indeed there were.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
So we win the game, which is what was absolutely necessary to do, because that's not a game that the Bills, right out of the gate, you can't afford to lose that game. You cannot.
I don't care what AFC, NFC, I don't care. Just imagine. So the narrative is now it's Arizona. They should have won. And it's just like, okay, if we would have lost, see, the Buffalo Bills are no good. So you cannot win for losing. Right.
You don't have any level of expectation about the first game, because one thing about the Bills under Sean McDermott, their season openers, they vary.
Yes.
We've laid some big eggs in season openers.
Yes.
And
so that's what it was. It was just us being very nervous and very cautious about, we got a lot of new pieces on offense. But the thing about our offense that game, Josh had his way. That freaking sack fumble, you know how long he was in the pocket for?
Oh, God. No.
7 seconds. 7 seconds, Robyn. Josh, baby, you got to throw that away or run it. I mean, he's sitting back there jumping and jumping and jumping. And I'm just like, Josh, throw it away. Josh, just run. Josh, oh, God, Josh. And I'm just like, we can't do that. You can't do that against Miami. You cannot do that against Miami. But, they capitalized. Arizona capitalized on the Bills' foolishness. Mm-hmm. And it was, 17-3. And I'm like, wow, 17-3. Whoa, that looks nasty.
It did.
It was rough. It was definitely
Unfortunately, they turned it around and came out of it victorious.
Mm-hmm.
We had some players that stood out.
Yes.
Of course, Rousseau was like on fire. 3 sacks, all kinds of stuff. Hi, Robbie. It's over. And now we have to move on, because Miami is another whole enchilada.
Yeah. Yeah. But before we move on to that, do you want to do tea time?
Yeah, let's do it now. We
Okay.
might as well. This is a good segue into it. Go ahead.
Right,
you go first.
All right. Wait a minute.
For me, come on, just spill that. Come on, just spill that. Spill that tea for me. Spill no dirty tea. Yeah, tell me everything. Come on, just spill that.
So you know what time it is. Maybe you don't. We have a segment. It's called Tea Time with Robyn. This is when we spill the tea on something that we like or dislike. So, but today, our spill the tea, both me and Robyn discussed this off mic, where I don't want to chastise you, Bills Mafia. I don't. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Yes, I'm disappointed in Tyler Bass, his training camp. Yes, I'm disappointed that he missed the kick last year. But the thing about kickers is confidence. And Robyn said, she went on a pod and said, when he goes out there, why don't we give him a standing ovation? And what did you guys do, Bills Mafia? What did you do? Bills Mafia, you booed him. That's right. You booed him. Boo, Tyler. Boo. Come on. Sometimes we have to embrace. We have to bring them in. We have to give them. Come on, bring it in. Give me a hug. Bring it in. Sometimes you have to bring it in.
Be gracious.
Ah, Bills Mafia. And that didn't happen on Sunday. I was a little bit disappointed. So that's my spill the tea. Go ahead, Robyn. I know you got some too.
I didn't hear the booing, but I'm sad to know that it happened anywhere in the stadium where he might hear that. I want to reference another incident, not for Bills Mafia. Hi, Thomas. Hey, thanks. So
I'm putting them up. You don't have to always read them.
I don't.
No. It's good.
Okay. I feel like I do.
But this is A Rich. This is the co-founder also.
Oh, hi.
Building Buffalo, my guy. What's up?
What's up? Okay, what's up is this. It's not just Bills Mafia, I will add. It's other fan bases as well. I saw a clip of Daniel Jones leaving the facility, walking out, presumably to his vehicle, and there were fans that were not on the camera, but you could see them and hear them, and they were relentless. They were horrible. The things that they were saying were just horrible. And I'm thinking to myself, just like you said, if you want somebody to succeed, if you want them to play well, if you want them to have the desire to play for your team, that's not the behavior that's necessarily going to induce those feelings. And I agree with you 100%. And it was interesting that we came up with the same spill the tea, because I was upset when I saw what they did, they did to Daniel Jones and what they're doing to Tyler Bass. Here's my question. Why boo him? He made all his kicks.
6 for 6. 6 for 6. And I get it. He had the little thumper at the end of the thing to where we were put him. I think we put him at the 40. I can't remember, whatever the case may be. But I mean, I get it. I do get it. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to tell anyone how to fan. Absolutely not. Not trying to say how to fan. I am
a little
Robyn is a little encouragement. That's all I'm saying. That's it. He's going through something. He's going through something. And I think this first game, he made 6 of 6. And maybe this is something he can build on, because we might need him today. We might need him today, y'all. So having that 6 for 6 in this Arizona game builds his confidence up to going into this Miami game. And we need Tyler Bass to go out on the field and kick this field goal to win this game. I'm telling you right now, if he wins right now and comes, you better come back to Tea Time with Robyn and apologize to me and say, T, you're right. T, you were right. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm with you. We will follow up on this.
Yes.
It needs to happen. We need to be more gracious and accommodating and understanding. If we want to be a fan base that's different, then we have to be different.
Right. Thomas said I didn't see him getting booed. I only saw the refs getting booed. Okay. Fair enough. Boo the refs all day long. Boo them all day long. But let's move on. Because we have a game tonight. And I'm kind of nervous about this game, even though I know Josh is on Thursdays. I guess he's 6-0 on Thursday night playing. And he's,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 11-2 or 11-1, 11-2, I think. If I'm wrong, guys in the comments will let me know.
Against Miami.
Yeah.
And the first loss was, I think, his rookie year early, and the other loss was the heat exhaustion game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they still use that picture to this day when Josh Allen put his head on Tua's shoulder. I'm like, okay, guys. All right. Whatever. I get it, because back in the days, it was Miami Dolphins whooping the Buffalo Bills' tail left and right. So I get it. You gotta grasp onto something, right?
It swings back and forth, the momentum.
Yeah.
with the
but
team.
it won't swing today. We're going to continue with that momentum.
Okay,
Let's
how
talk
are we
about.
going to do it? Because here's the thing: when this drops, you guys will already know the score. The game will have been played when you hear this, if you're not listening live. And I'm willing to say a few things about what I think need to happen.
Okay.
And we'll see if they do, right?
Gotcha. Yes.
My first question to you is this.
Mm-hmm.
How much and how do you think they're going to use Dalton Kincaid?
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering, do you see him being a bigger part of the offensive scheme tonight?
I hope so, but if they're looking at the Arizona tape, they may see what Arizona did, because I want to say Arizona at times had 3 guys on Dalton Kincaid.
Wow.
Because I think they knew that maybe he was going to be the primary target when it comes to Josh. And Josh is familiar with Dalton Kincaid. He's also familiar with Shakir. Really like the way Shakir played in that Arizona game. But I can see them finding a way, trying to get him involved more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, also too, I think they run the ball a lot. Because I think they're going to test the offensive line
for Miami.
Yeah.
The middle. And I agree. And I think they absolutely have to do that. They need to control the clock. They need to have Tua off the field. And it's not a secret that I'm not a tremendous supporter of Tua. I don't think that he's in the same tier as some of the other quarterbacks in the league, but he's got the weapons. And you can't deny that he's got the weapons. They are fast. Even McDermott acknowledged that offense, defense, special teams, they're fast. And we better be able to run the ball and keep their offense off the field as much as we can.
Yeah, I like this point too. The Finns' run game should be non-existent tonight. I mean, who's not? A-Chain is not. No, he is game decision. Mostert is out. Yeah. So, but they have a backup. Oh God, I forgot the guy's name, but he's fast too. I mean, listen, we all know Miami. I want to say maybe the fastest offense in the NFL. Period. But I'll say this: when it comes to a fast offense, Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills have been pretty good, like against this fast offense. So I'm gonna, even though I'm nervous, because it only takes so many seconds for Tua to get that ball to Waddle or Hill. It could just be one play and it could just turn it just like that. So
we have to be very, very careful. I think our defense, one of the keys that I think in this game that's going to be a decision maker, our defense is going to have to create some turnovers. Have to do it. Have to shake Tua's confidence. Have to nail him a couple of times, sack him, bother him. And if the offense can run the ball and control the ball, they also need to do well in the red zone, because I don't think kicking field goals is going to cut it tonight. I think that if you get in the red zone, you need to score touchdowns.
Yeah. I think our defense is going to have to play controlled. I'll say this: Williams is great in the run, not so much in the pass game. If he could just, oh my God, Robyn, I don't know. It's just, I hate that this is our second game. I hate that this is our second game, because I need to see more from Williams. I'm sorry. I do. I'm not too concerned about our safeties at all. Like, it is what it is back there. DeMar Hamlin has played. I know everybody is like, oh, DeMar is just there because whatever, because of injuries. My thing is our front four need to get home. You need to beat the man in front of you. I'm going to say this. I know they double teamed Oliver last game. Well, this is when Daquan, he needed to step up.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. Rousseau, we didn't talk about him, but everybody has talked about Rousseau until you're blue in the face. I expect Rousseau to, when you have an offense line like that, I expect for him to beat the man in front of him. I expect that. If you're going to be this top DN, I expect you to beat your man all the time. That's just me. I mean, you're going against this Miami offense that you should be able to beat the guy in front of you. I want to
needs to step up too.
Yes. Yeah, he was non-existent. Yeah, non-existent. And you just got a contract. I need my guys to step up. I need you to beat that man in front. The defense needs to step up. Like we say in the playoffs, they're non-existent. I need my defense this second game to step
Turnovers, please.
Yes.
Turnovers. So when this drops, I'm hoping that the Bills defense was opportunistic and created turnovers. Daquan did have a block pass.
Okay.
And that's the other thing we need from him. And Epinesa is another guy.
Hands up. And he does it. And he's good for doing that. So,
yes, let's go. Come on,
yes.
Turnovers. That's where I'm at.
So we know that in this game right now with some familiar faces. We know Jordan Poyer's over there. We know Saron Neal is over there. How concerned are you about knowing the defense when it comes to these guys?
I think Poyer, his input is going to be vital for them because he knows McDermott's tendencies. He knows Josh's tendencies. And I do think that is going to be an interesting matchup, and the information that he provides, I think, will be useful for Miami. But at the same time, let's not forget, we have Mike White. He was the quarterback for the practice squad. So I'm pretty sure they got really good looks in practice because he knew exactly how to pretend to be Miami because he was in their offense. Right. So I think so it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad.
I was just going to say, I think this game is going to boil down to who makes the most of turnovers.
Yeah, I think so too. What was it? The last game when we beat them at home, and they were going back and forth. They were going back and forth. And I said with the people at my house, I was like, it's going to take that one, whoever capitalized on a turnover, and this game is going to be won.
That's it.
By that.
I really think it'll be funny to see tomorrow if this prediction of mine has any bearing in it whatsoever, but I do think it's going to boil down to turnovers, created or missed.
Right. Exactly. Created or missed. Ooh, a second week, a division. And I know, because I've been in spaces where there is fans saying this game is not important, but your head coach is saying it's important because it's important to beat your division opponent. If you're trying to win the division, it's important for you to get a win in your division because this division is going to be close. I don't care what no one says. The Buffalo Bills, I might get hate on this. I don't think the Buffalo Bills is going to run off with this division. We've seen that in Monday night game against the Jets, against the 49ers. Yes, the Jets look like shit. As a fan of the Buffalo Bills, I was ecstatic. I was happy. But it's the first week, and we know that they're going to get better. And we're going to get better too. So when we meet them, I think it's week 6, it's going to be an important game.
Oh, big
If
time.
we're down 2 division games, Robyn, if we lose this game, which I don't see us doing, and if we lose the game against the Jets, which I don't see us doing, that team is going to be down 2 games in the division. So miss me with it's not important. This game is important. It's a divisional game.
Yes, it's extremely important. But it's also something that we've seen this pattern with Miami in the past. They come out like a house of fire
Mm-hmm.
in the early part of the season, only to falter at the end, which is what happened last year. They should have won the division, but the Bills won 6 games in a row to end the season, and Miami faltered. So that was the difference in that game. And in that, in that division title, this time around, all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll
So
see.
you're saying that they put hold on, let me see. John, so did they put out the schedule yet? The inactives already?
Gee, I wouldn't think so. Not this early, but maybe. I did
Let
the
me check.
man roster and inactives that in Buffalo put out. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. It'll be interesting to see the inactive list.
Yes. I'm checking to see if there's any out right now. I don't see anything, but I mean, I'm definitely going to be looking for the inactives. It's someone said that Cole Bishop, I think that was you, John, should be active, and I'm with you. And he just might. Yes, it was you, John. Says I bet Cole is active this game and playing a dime.
Please.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
Because he's also a guy that was known in college as a turnover machine. He was good. So he has that instinctive ability. I would be fine with it if he played in the dime.
Yeah. I think with Tyron Johnson, and they haven't even interested in that as well, because they didn't put him on IR as of today. So it'll be interesting to see what will happen with his diagnosis. Is he's going to be out for 2 weeks? You know what I mean? It will be interesting to see what's going to happen. And yes, John, you as also too said the defense needs to
yes,
and so did Thomas.
Right, John?
Yes.
Turnovers.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done lecturing.
I'll just say this about Miami, and something that might be different for Miami. They have Anthony Weaver, a new DC. He came from Baltimore. And they added Mayo and they added Jordan Poyer safeties. I still are taking my Bills over the Miami Dolphins, because if the Bills get up 14-0 and they can't move the ball, I'm going to be, listen, the mindset of same old Miami Dolphins, same old, we can't beat this team. Not saying it's going to be lurking in there. It's going, it might be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think also too, when it came to Kansas City, I'm not saying guys say this or do this. Kansas City has Buffalo Bills number in the playoffs, right? And you can go in there and your mindset can already be, they're going to beat us. So I'm hoping Miami, once the Bills starts getting on them and you got Jordan Poyer like, no, you're going to be trying to rally him up. Jordan Poyer's like, don't worry about it. We got it. Like, Jordan, shut up. This is the Buffalo Bills. Remember who you are or who you were. And I see that you're still rocking the Buffalo Bills underneath your stuff. It's okay. I've seen it. It's all right. But I got the Bills. So we'll do this. And we haven't done this. Me and you don't do this normally. But I really want to know, guys, your predictions. I want to know some score predictions. Robyn and I don't really do this. But I want to say that and I hate this, but I think the Bills win by 3. And if it's a Tyler Bass kick, I'm here for it. I might have a but I'm here for it. I'm here for the Tyler Bass win. So if you guys want to, in the comments before we leave, give me some of your score predictions and I'll put them up. And I'll even write them down because I wrote some down last week for Mike and I, and nobody hit.
Nobody.
Yeah, Thomas, I don't even know if I have yours here. I know you did one. But yeah, I was way off. But if you guys want to, if not, no pressure. I got us winning. Of course, I got us winning. John said, squish the fist. So you're Robyn. Robyn doesn't want to give score predictions either. And it's all good. But she also have us winning. So it doesn't really matter. But like Robyn said, this will drop on Friday. And I might come on Friday. And if Robyn wants to, she can. But I know Robyn on Friday is kind of tricky. Come on here and recap a little bit of the game.
I'll be around. So
tell us our thoughts about it. Okay. I got one.
we
Thomas
can
got
hold ourselves accountable.
yes. Thomas, I'm writing yours down. 31 27 Bills. I like that.
I like that too.
I like that.
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about
so
right.
Everybody feels it's going to be a high scoring game.
I think so. I do.
I
would like the offense to control the ball, the Bills' offense, but it remains to be seen whether they're going to be able to do that. But the running game, about the running game, we got to be able to run the ball effectively against them, keep their offense off the field.
I listened to the opponents.
Poor old Jordan Poyer.
Yeah, right. I listened to opponents' podcast news writings and all that, and they were saying that Tua now is not trying to be a spot thrower. What is it called? Anticipation thrower or something like that. He's trying to do more of go through his reads because before, his first read is done, he gets all shattered or whatever. They're saying now Tua is trying to go through all of his progressions down the field and all of his reads.
He's got to be able to learn to read defenses better.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know if you're going to do that here with the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to say a spotted. What is it? What did they say? A spotted leopard. Something.
Leopard never changed their spots.
There it is. Thank you, Robyn. Thank you.
And
I'm saying that about Tua. I'm sorry. I'm saying that about Tua. Again, this is going to fall on Friday, and we're out of here. Oh, we appreciate everybody that shows up.
Yes, thank you.
We do. We really, really do. Robyn and I are so excited to be on the Building Buffalo Network. And you guys have just came over and just showed out and showed love to us. And we definitely appreciate it. We wanted to say thank you to Dave, Lance, and A-Rich again. Always love. Thank you. And Robyn, I know she feels the same way as well.
I absolutely do. I'm so grateful.
And Robyn has an article out. Robyn, tell them about your article before we get out of here.
Well, I just put up one that every week I try to collect tweets from people that are doing podcasts, and I'm putting them all in one place. And I think it's helpful for people that are just looking for fan podcasts to be able to click in. Okay, here's this podcast. Here's this podcast. It's right there. So it's available. And I'm going to try to do that every week for the blog. So if you're a podcaster and you don't see your podcast listed, it's because I haven't seen your tweet for it. Make sure you tag me.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. The hay's in the barn, like Joe Marino said. The hay is in the barn. All you can do now is watch the game, cheer them on, and we are going to be on the other side of that victory, that W. So before we get out of here, like we always say, go Bills. Peace out, y'all.